Classic WoW is a huge game. It is split into so many game modes and the audience is pretty fucking massive. From Season of Discovery, to Classic Era, to Hardcore, to Cataclysm. And that's just the 4 game modes available right now, and that is actually the beginning, because there's going to be more game modes in the near future, and we're going to break every single one down right off the bat. We have Season of Discovery coming out with Phase 6 and AQ40, or now better known as AQ20 and AQ10, as well as a mythic mode where you gamble whether you want to keep your loot or not. And they're going to disclose more information on that in the future, and I'll cover it again a bit more in detail later on in this video. But then you have Phase 7 with Nax and a mysterious potential Phase 8, which may or may not be one of those mystery new raids or locations that we want to go to. Then you have Classic Fresh, the golden goose that's going to bring back potentially 1 million plus people who may or may not all quit within 6 months. Again, we'll find out. And that leads to TBC Fresh, and then Wrath of the Lich King Fresh, as well as a TBC era and a Wrath era, but we'll discuss that again in more detail. Then you have Hardcore Fresh, which again, not a single fucking person asked for, but seems to be coming, and it looks like it'll be an interesting game mode. Then you have the mythical, the mysterious, the where the fuck is this so far? Classic Plus, which we know is coming because the devs have confirmed as much after Season of Discovery, and sometime in the future, we're not exactly sure when, after Season of Discovery. Then you have Cataclysm Classic and the Dragon Soul patch, which has been delayed to February, as well as Mr. Pandaria Classic, which who knows when it's going to be coming out. Now, I have predicted a lot of things about Classic WoW. I have been on the nose in predicting Phase 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 now, as you can see on the board. November 21st, I predicted that shit weeks ago. So I'm gonna say I'm fucking correct. You can doubt me, and that is acceptable, because who the fuck is this clairvoyant motherfucker trying to be? Irrelevant. So let's discuss everything. I start off with Season of Discovery Phase 6. And right off the bat, it's AQ20 and 10. That sounds weird to say, but that is what it is now. You have the Nightmare Grove, which has, you can now fight all 4 green emerald drakes together in one instance, die from one boss to the next boss to the next boss. And then the mythic gambling system where every time we defeat a boss, you can cash your loot and you get the loot right away, or you can bank it and the next boss gets harder. And then if you die, you may potentially lose all your loot and get nothing. Now, the devs have said that the blue post was kind of incorrect in exactly how that system was. Now, could the devs be walking back their exact plans because of the controversy in stating that you may lose all your loot if your raid leader gambles on your raid team's competency? Who knows? But that is essentially the system for AQ40. Now, like I said, after AQ40 is Nax in Phase 7. That's going to have a new system as well. They're probably going to do some new changes. They might even add an extra world boss just to make it spicy, because they added Thunderran in Phase 5, and they're likely going to add a new world boss for Phase 7, probably some Death Knight, some Lich, some who knows. Things are going to get added for Phase 7. They're going to add a hard mode of some kind to Naxxramas, some cosmetic weapon effects, heck, maybe even a mount, and they'll probably even finish the Ashbringer questline, make it something kind of cool and spicy, give you that legendary weapon that you've been begging for decades. And then, like I said, a mysterious potential Phase 8. Now, the devs have said that Season of Discovery has more coming to it, more than we can really predict, and don't write off Season of Discovery so far. And that's cool and all, but realistically, if there is a Phase 8, it's going to be Karazhan Crypts or a Scarlet Raid of some kind. Those are the two options being realistic. You get Atiesh from Nax, you go to Karazhan, or you get Atiesh, Karazhan is pushed off the Classic Plus, and then you just finish the Corrupted Ashbringer in the Scarlet Raid, right? Those are the realistically 2 options if they do go with the mysterious Phase 8. Now, Phase 8 is debatable if that is coming for sure, because Classic Plus is on the horizon, and they may be saving this for Classic Plus. And it could go either way. I personally think that they will do a Phase 8 because it makes sense and it gives them more time to test out a completely brand new raid and idea and see how that works with the audience and the player base. We can neither confirm nor deny if the Phase 8 is going to get pushed to Classic Plus or not. So let's actually dive into Classic Plus next. Now, Classic Plus as a game mode is highly wanted. It's incredibly high in demand. And that's why the release date for this is mysterious, because the devs are under a lot of pressure. They don't have the luxury of testing Classic Plus on launch. If Classic Plus launches badly, it's essentially a pretty big RIP to the Classic community. Many people will quit and move on to other games or other IPs or other franchises. And the devs know this, and the player base knows this, so Classic Plus information is being drip-fed to us. Now, November 13th is when Warcraft Direct is, And Warcraft Direct is going to share a lot of information with us. Hopefully a Classic Plus teaser so we can build up that hype. It doesn't matter if it takes 2 years or 3 years. Now, if they delay Classic Plus too long, that will lead to the player base playing other games, whether that's Ashes of Creation, the Right MMO, or something else coming out in the meantime. For example, Ghostcrawler's new MMO, or any of the other upcoming MMO projects. Anything could hypothetically be a big hit and kill the hype for Classic Plus. So they have a deadline, and that's before 2028, but even that may be too late. So that is coming in the future. We're not going to discuss it too much because we do know it is coming. It's more a matter of when, not a matter of if. Now, you can doubt me on that, but I've literally interviewed the devs, and they've quite literally said multiple times in comments, in tweets, in Wowhead, and just many areas that Season Discovery is an experiment for something in the future. Now, will Classic Plus be Classic Plus? Or will it be another season? Who really knows? That is an interesting question that I'm not really going to dive into in this video. But whether it's another season or Classic Plus, something is coming in the future. Now we're going to dive into Classic Fresh and Hardcore Fresh. And we're going to start with Classic Fresh. We see that Chinese servers have got on a new Classic Fresh. And based on how the devs have talked about things in the past and the way they've been teasing things, Classic Fresh may happen at the exact same time that we get this Hardcore Fresh or this new official Hardcore event from Blizzard. Now, whether that's a new Hardcore game mode or a new Hardcore system similar to Self-Found, they're likely adding something to Hardcore. Now, we're going to discuss the Hardcore element first because Hardcore could either be a new game mode similar to Solo Self-Found, like I said, or a brand new Hardcore Fresh that is seasonal with some affixes or some extra juicy content to it that after 6 or 12 months merges into the Fire's Pillager. Or they release Classic Fresh and Hardcore Fresh at the same time, and then when you die in Hardcore Fresh, you get the option to transfer your character to regular Fresh. So that way, you can start with Hardcore, do the challenge, get some achievements or titles, and then transfer to regular Fresh and play with everybody else once you're done with the hype and the excitement. And that's realistically what is going to happen with this Classic Fresh movement. Now, I opened up with saying Classic Fresh will likely turn into TBC or Wrath of the Lich King Fresh in the future, these progression servers. And this is pretty much very likely to happen. The time frame is not exact because especially with Classic Plus and other things coming, they don't want to cram too many things happening at once. That's not to say it won't happen. It's just it may get delayed and they may hold up on TBC Fresh and Wrath of the Lich King Fresh for some time. But they will eventually do that because they do want to give people multiple ways to play the game and multiple ways to enjoy the game and experience. Everyone has their own favorite version of the game and they particularly only want to really play their own favorite game mode. And I get it, it makes sense. If you're a TBC Andy, you'll play TBC. If you're a Wrath of the Lich King Andy, you'll play Wrath of the Lich King. It's all logical and the devs know that, so they are going to cash those in at some point when necessary. Break glass and release server to bring player base back. That's essentially what they're waiting on. But now we're going to move on to Cataclysm and Dragon Soul. This one's pretty simple. Dragon Soul is coming sometime February, heck, maybe even March. I don't know if they're going to delay Firelands any longer, but they pushed Firelands into January, which delayed Dragon Soul. That's not even me theory crafting, that's just what it is. Unless they push Firelands back further, in February 2025, you get to dive into Dragon Soul, and I don't know many people that are excited for that. I think most people would rather go from Firelands straight into Mr. Pandaria Classic, because Dragon Soul is kind of fucking ass, I'm going to be honest with everybody. Again, my personal opinion, but wow. What a dogshit encounter. Really cool aesthetic and lore and story. But man, is it unfun as a raid experience. But hey, February for the Dragon Soul enjoyers. And then you have Mop Classic. Now, assuming Dragon Soul lasts, let's say, 5 months, it'll come out in June 2025. If it lasts 6 months, July 2025. Essentially, it's either coming at the end of Q2 or the beginning of Q3 in 2025. That's the realistic time frame of it. Unless they somehow, for some reason, drag Dragon Soul out for 12 months, which would be the stupidest thing the devs could ever possibly do, but it's not an impossible thing. I hope they don't do that. Which then dives into Mop Classic, and based off all the surveys, based off the leaks, just based off Blizzard's current plans, we're getting Mop Classic. Now, is it even Classic? Completely fucking irrelevant. That is not relevant to the conversation because the devs have even said everyone's Classic is different. For some people, Classic is just vanilla. For some people, it's TBC, Wrath, and vanilla. And for some people, it's Cataclysm or Mop because that's when they started WoW. And if you want to feel old, Mop came out 12 years ago. Games that came out 12 years ago are considered classic games in the current day and age. Literally, Cataclysm was 2010. That was 14 years ago. It'll be 15 years come 2025. Like, It's insane how old we are and we're still playing World of fucking Warcraft, reliving the exact same 20-year-old game over and over again. But that is essentially the future of Classic. All of these things are coming. I hope you're excited for something here. Me personally, I need fucking Classic Plus. Just tease it. I'll build up the hype for it myself over the next 2 years, single-handedly, brick by brick. But thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. If you hated it, subscribe and dislike every single video manually. Be a dedicated hater. Why not? Thank you all. Ebonheart out. Peace.